I never had the privilege of going to his island, and I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island.
A naked sketch, a missing minute. A billionaire's island no one really went to. Now Trump's chasing a dying Murdoch, while Rogan cries foul and the mob wants blood. Is this transparency or just theatre for the faithful? And why won't they just release the Epstein files? Joe Rogan isn't backing down from his criticism of the Trump administration's handling of Jeffrey Epstein files, and it's creating a significant headache for the president. The popular podcast host, who endorsed Trump before the election, has made Epstein the centerpiece of recent episodes, mentioning the disgraced financier's name more than 40 times on his latest show.
And then he didn't know about the Michael Baden stuff, the autopsy stuff, where it showed that he had 3 broken bones in his neck, which never happens when you hang yourself. Then he's like, well, we have a film, we're gonna release that film. And the film has a fucking minute missing from it? Like, do you think we're babies? Like, what is this?
The controversy stems from the Justice Department's case closed memo from early July, which Rogan criticized as an attempt to gaslight everyone. His guest, former CIA officer Mike Baker, expressed similar frustration with Attorney General Pam Bondi's approach to the case.
Because the mob wants to eat, right? And they've been throwing red meat to the mob about Epstein files now for years. So whoever in their communications group or in their strategic thinking arena in the administration thought, that we can get away with just saying there's nothing to see here, they should be fired. Because there's no way you can satisfy this mob. And now the mob is oddly bipartisan because it's got the Dems and it's got, part of the base of Trump in there. Yeah. And they're all, screaming to have this, God damn it, we'll just release this.
This marks week 4 of the scandal engulfing President Trump, with criticism coming from within his circle of conspiracy-minded media supporters. Government officials have pushed back on demands to release everything, citing the explicit nature of materials and concerns for the victims involved. The Epstein controversy followed President Trump to Scotland this week, where he sat alongside a stone-faced British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and offered his most thorough explanation yet of his relationship with the disgraced financier.
I never had the privilege of going to his island, and I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island. In one of my very good moments, I turned it down. I didn't want to go to his island.
The president provided new details about why their relationship ended, revealing it was over a business dispute involving staff.
That's such old history, very easy to explain, but I don't want to waste your time by explaining it. But for years, I wouldn't talk to Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't talk because he did something that was inappropriate. He hired help, and I said, don't ever do that again. He stole people that worked for me. I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again, and I threw him out of the place, persona non grata. I threw him out, and that was it. I'm glad I did, if you want to know the truth.
Trump also addressed recent Wall Street Journal, reporting about a 2003 birthday letter that allegedly included his signature and a drawing of a naked woman.
I don't do drawings. I'm not a drawing person.
Do you think it was fraudulent?
I don't do drawings. Sometimes people say, would you draw a building and I'll draw 4 lines and a little roof, for a charity sum. But I'm not a drawing person. I don't do drawings of women.
Multiple Trump administration officials told CNN that the president has been frustrated by the constant attention given to the Epstein case, complaining about what he feels is a narrative being fueled by Democrats and the media. White House Communications Director Stephen Chong has repeatedly tried to shut down stories by calling them fake news. Back in Ohio, Vice President J.D. Vance also tried to manage the fallout during a Monday appearance in Canton.
The president has been very clear. We're not shielding anything. The president has directed the Attorney General to release all credible information and, frankly, to go and find additional credible information related to the Jeffrey Epstein case.
Trump maintained his dismissive stance, calling the story a hoax that's been built up way beyond proportion, arguing that if there was anything incriminating, Democrats would have used it during the last presidential election. The legal ramifications of the Epstein case continue to unfold on multiple fronts. President Trump has asked a US court to order a swift deposition of media mogul Rupert Murdoch in his lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal, citing Murdoch's advanced age as justification for urgency. In court filings on Monday, Trump's lawyers stated that
Murdoch, who is 94, is believed to have suffered recent significant health scares taken together. These factors weigh heavily in determining that Murdoch would be unavailable for in-person testimony at trial.
the $10 billion lawsuit stems from the Journal's reporting about the alleged birthday letter to Epstein.
The letter contained several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman, which appears to be hand-drawn with a heavy marker.
Meanwhile, Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney renewed his request Monday that the Supreme Court overturn her 2021 conviction for recruiting and grooming teenage girls for Epstein's abuse. David Oscar Marcus argued that a non-prosecution agreement Epstein made with federal prosecutors in Florida should apply to Maxwell's case nationwide.
This case is about what the government promised, not what Epstein did. Plea agreements are supposed to be strictly construed against the government, yet here the government isn't even asking for the benefit of the doubt. It is asking for a blank check to rewrite its own promise after the fact.
Marcus also made a direct appeal to Trump himself, stating,
President Trump built his legacy in part on the power of a deal. And surely he would agree that when the United States gives its word, it must stand by it.
The Supreme Court, currently on summer recess, is unlikely to act on Maxwell's case for months, leaving another thread of the Epstein saga unresolved as the administration continues to face mounting pressure from both supporters and critics for full transparency.